Howdy folks, Grok the DuckFarmer here. I'm playing a little Minecraft with Botania, and we're going to dig into the mod. We're going to get some mana producing flowers going, and I must warn you right now that Mrs. the DuckFarmer is really close. She's in the kitchen making funeral potatoes, which are extra delicious. And shameless plug, we actually did a cooking with the DuckFarmers where we explained how to make funeral potatoes, and you should check it out. Anyway, stuff. I've been doing a few things, getting things ready, and yeah, got these guys here ready. And I think I've got 3 of each color, except I've got 2. I had, I'll stop attracting them. I had 32 in my hand because there were 2 of each. Plus there's a cow in there right over there. That white guy there, that's a cow. He's an interloper, but he's good for milk. Anyway, I had bred up 32 of these guys, went through and dyed all of them except for the white sheep because they were already white. And then I realized I don't think 2 each is sufficient. I need 3. And then I ran through with 32 wheat to breed up everything, and it looks like I'm missing pink. So let's hit the pink there, and let's run over here and hit this pink. Excuse me guys, pink. All right, so that should get me pink sheep right in here. There he is, cute little tiny pink sheep. All right, so I've got all those because I'm going to gather up a bunch of wool here, and I've done a little bit of gathering already. So there's a mana pool here. If we take a look, it's got a little bit of mana. There's a pulse mana spreader. Oh, hey, that needs a hopper clock, not hopper clock, but an hourglass to give it a pulse, and then something right here. This floating hopper hawk will pick up stuff. Oh, since I'm here, let's just go ahead and do a quick manual gather of wool, because why not? All right, I should take my magnet off so I'm not automatically grabbing all the stuff. Oh, nope, I don't want to hit them like this. Right click, not left click. Anyway, I'm just going to go ahead and get out of the way. The area here, I think it's like a 15 by 15 or something like that. It's plenty room for the hopperhawk to grab everything, and so that's nice. And then I'm going to let it just randomly grab more wool for me. Pink, white, pink. There we go. Oh, a few more over here. Hi, cow. And because what I really want by the end of this episode, I want to have a... Oh, there's a red. They keep making more. Okay, let's get rid of you, and 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 you. Whoops, nope. I'll need the wood back. There's no sense in having that. So I've got some in there, but that's not everything that I need. All right, let's hop out of here. Get out of my way. All right. I spent some time getting some things ready for this episode, and like I said, going to try several mana-producing flowers. Some that I've done before, and some that I'll make just kind of as I can, but not like I'm going to really use them much. Yeah, we're going to do some enchanting too. Let's get a little bit of food. All right, so one of the things I need is this Drum of the Gathering. That will let me pick up stuff from the sheep. It'll automatically shear them. I can make this mortar and pestle. Let's get some floral powders here. And this guy is going to go yellow if I right click. And then this guy I'm going to put green if I right click. Because this has one of the catalysts. It's the yellow catalyst, and this is going to have the green catalyst. But all right, stuff that I want. I want the Band of Aura. And what that will do is in my inventory, it will slowly fill up my... Let's go ahead and put the magnetization there. The Band of Aura will slowly give me mana for my Band of Mana. Well, let's upgrade these because I have access to terrasteel now. Greater Band of Aura means it will make a lot more mana, and you can see the difference. This is almost full, and it's like a quarter. So this holds 4 times as much. This is the Greater Band of Mana. So that's really nice, and I'm going to go ahead and stick that here in the bauble slot. So if I AFK, which I've been doing, then this should slowly gather me mana, which is nice. Speaking of mana, this tree farm has been going like gangbusters. Currently I have it shut off, so it's not producing the wood. It was full, and so it's slowly been working its way down. The coal is being generated, and it's coming into here. And no, I actually shut off the coal generation because it was getting close to filling up, and I said, nah, we can stop that for right now. So this is slowly burning through that, and you can see the occasional bursts from here of mana going off as it fills up the mana pools down below. All right, so I've got my greater band of mana and all that done. I should make a hourglass. I completely forgot to do that, so let's do that right now. And if I can remember right, we need some gold. We need, I think it's 4 gold. Okay, I don't remember. We don't need band anymore. So I need hourglass. 4 gold, 2 redstone, and we need 2 of the glass. 2 glass, 2 redstone. We need a... Oh, we don't need 2. We just need 1 of the mana, and then 4. Yeah, that should be all of it that I need. Oh, and then I need a soul sand because we'll make it a 1-minute timer. Run over there. All right, I need to run over here because I can build stuff elsewhere. Oh yeah, give me back my mortar and pestle. Okay, let's go ahead and dump this into here and that into there, and so now we should be able to just go ahead and create the hourglass. We've done this before, but okay, I've got my drum of the wild and my hourglass now. So let's get these guys set up, and I'm going to take off my magnet again. Okay, so the drum I'm going to put right here. Click. And just for good measure, let's go ahead and point it straight at it, although pointing down it would still hit it. And let's put the hourglass on this side just for grins and giggles. So I will sand go in there. That will give it a minute for it to pulse. Let's get out of here. Out of my way, guys. And let's view it from above. That should slowly, over time, every minute, it's going to issue a pulse. The hourglass is going to tick, which sends a redstone pulse to the redstone repeater, which will then send a burst of mana into the drum of the gathering, whatever, that drum, and it's going to sound a drum beat, which will then harvest the wool off of these guys. Maybe 5 or 10, somewhere in that range of them will get sheared. And then the hopper, here I'll just crouch just because whenever I think I'm going to be not getting anything, I'll crouch. Okay, the soul sand is almost done. Let's listen for the pulse. Should hear a thump. Anytime. There we go. And yeah, there's a couple that got sheared, some white and some light blue over there. So this is just going to go ahead and keep doing its thing. And I'll just leave that by. I'll just leave it to do its thing there. I'll put my ring of magnetization back on. Because I've got some other stuff to do. Let's go ahead and make some flowers. So over here, go ahead and grab all of these. That's the Rune of Mana, the pink and green and some purple. Anything more? Oh, that sees it. Let's toss in the flax. And I've got the Rosa Arcana. And what that will do is turn experience into mana. So let's go ahead and put that there. And this I was going to tuck around the corner back here. Yeah, you know, that's probably going to do. And you can see the range on it is pretty small. That's the wrong... Let's break this right there. Because that's going downstairs, and I don't want it there. I want it over here. So now you are bound up. Let's hop up. I didn't want to fall over the edge. All right. I wanted to get on top of the wall so I could look around and confirm that it was hooked to the right one, which it should be, but I like to see it. It's a nice little extra bonus. All right, let's hop on top of the wall. Boing, 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 boing. Whoa! Okay, that's what I get for showing off. Yes, it is great. Loads of fun. See me derping on camera. Okay, so this way, we'll just go from behind this time, because there's nothing here. Okay, so if I look at... Okay, third time's the charm. Yes, we can see it is definitely hooked up there, right? So I've got 29, almost 30 levels here, but if I hop right here, you can see the levels are going down, and there's that pulse of mana as it's a steady stream shooting into there. So this is a pretty nice little way of getting some mana into the system. Nom, 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 nom. Just at the cost of experience on me. And since I've got these flowers here, I can sit there and eat the flowers, and the experience goes away. And I really don't think I'm going to need much by way of experience anymore. So there's the Rosa Arcana. If you have anything like a mob farm that produces XP drops from killing the mobs, like spikes or stuff like that, you can have these Rosa Arcana in place. It will eat those XP orbs and turn them into mana. And then you could sit there, and if you wanted to keep the mana, you could keep the mana, or you could have it set up it's a mana void, kind of like the catalyst block there. You put it underneath the pool, and once the pool is full, you can just keep pumping in more mana, and it just vanishes away, which is mighty nice. All right, and especially for something like that with a mob farm. So there's one flower. Next, okay, I need to produce these. Oh, I need a living rock, because this goes up in here. Oh, yes, I didn't mention, I rearranged a lot of this since the last time, the last episode, because this is producing a bunch of mana over here. I wanted to bring things closer. So this little work area I've got lined up with my elven portal, and then you can see the actual edition stuff got pushed over there. That stayed where it is, and this is new, but we'll get back to that later. All right, so I need to make this, doot, 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 and doot. You should drop in there and make me a gluttony, I think is this one. I think. Or sloth. I can't remember. Let's take a look. Survey says gluttony. Okay, so that is gluttony. Let's get rid of that. Winter. All right, so the rune of gluttony, let's come over here. And this is the next flower. Boop, 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 boop. Let's grab a little bit of that. Okay, so gluttony, you, flower. This is the kekimurus. This flower is a lie, because the cake is a lie, of course. This will go ahead and eat cakes. And you can see here I made a bunch of cakes, and I started using a bunch of sprinkles, ran out of sprinkles, just dumped the left that it had, and then no more for sprinkles. But in any case, this I think will automatically hook up with that spreader, I hope. Let's see. It is. Okay, so what this will do is this will start eating cakes, and each time it eats a cake, or a slice of cake, it's going to send a burst of mana into that spreader, and it will eventually eat all of these cakes. It's not a bad mana production flower, but it's not super fantastic just because you've got to make cakes. And if you've got automation to make cakes, then that's fantastic. If you don't have automation to make cakes, then it's not nearly as good. But you can really get a lot of mana out of these kekimuruses. So I've done that, and I like it when I have ways of making cake on demand. Really nice flower. And it produces a lot. Okay, so there's the kekimurus. And the nextimus is thismus. Go ahead and grab that. Yeah, I can hear the crunching of the cornflakes going on in the background for the topping of the funeral potatoes. Mmm, so good.
I got me a rolling pin.
Yeah, she's got a rolling pin and she knows how to use it. All right, so the next one, this is the Gormer Illus, which it eats different foods, and I've got some foods in here. I've got the chocolate cake from Actual Editions and my cooked pork chops. So we'll do a little bit of both. Let's stick this right here. Why not? Now, this one is interesting. If we take these guys here, if I give it a food, toss. No. Yeah, you can hear that chomp, 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 chomp. Oh, where are you bound? Okay, you're bound there correctly. Okay, good. That will go ahead and eat whatever food you give it, and it'll go chew, 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 chew. And if you throw something else while it's still chewing the food, it will eat that food and do nothing. There will be no mana generated from it. So you've got to wait, and the better the food, the longer you've got to wait for it. So, the other new wrinkle is, if you keep feeding it the same food and the same food and the same food, you'll get less and less mana out of it. So, you know, it's good to alternate. There's a cake. And that, to me, seems like it took twice as long, which makes sense, because it's like it's got twice as much, you know, food that it's doing, so it takes longer for that to process through. So this is another one of those flowers that I will generate several of these, and then you've got some sort of mob farm or food farm or something that you can just dispense on a timer. And hey, we've got hourglasses, so we can set up a timer like that to go ahead and dispense the food. And the kekimurus, not the kekimurus, that's the one on the left. The Gormer Illus here will just slowly eat the food and go. And the recent edition here has that animation, which I really like, because it lets you know it's still chewing away. Previously, you just listened for the little burp sound. Yep. And then you knew it was done. But I prefer the animation. Makes it really clear that he's chewing along. So manually makes it pretty easy to go ahead and feed it like this. Speaking of feeding, I've pumped through 4 stacks of TNT with those endopendiums, and it seems like it fills up the flower entirely, and then, you know, pumps it into here, which makes me wonder if I had the next spreader up is the Gaia spreader, I wonder if it would hold more mana as this pumps along. I don't know, but we'll have to kill the Gaia Guardian before we can find out on that. All right, we're almost done with the food here. And my testing with this, I gave it a full stack of pork chops and a full stack of those cakes from the actual editions, and I think it gave me like here, let's look at the pool. I think it gave me that first quarter, like about 2 bumps up on that first quarter. So that'd be like an 1/8 of a pool from those 2 stacks of food or something like that. I'm trying to remember. Kekimurus, I fed it 8 cakes like I did here, and it just barely registered. It was like the first, so a quarter of a quarter, so a 1/16 of a pool worth was filled up in here. So they make mana. It's not a super duper fantastic amount of mana, but it certainly works. And if you've got bulk amount of stuff you can pump into there, why not? All right, this guy here. Oh, I didn't get that pearl. Okay, let's go ahead and grab that pearl, because we need to make the next flower. But we're gonna have to do a little AFK work before I'm able to go beyond that. So we'll do a few other things here before that. All right, I need a mana pearl here. Toss it through the gateway. Get my elven, what's this? Pixie dust? Pixie dust. All right, let's grab the runes, the flowers, and my water. Water. All right, you, flower. This is the spectrolus. This eats different colored wool and turns it into mana. But this one is sneaky because it wants the wool in a certain order. And that's why I have my wool farm out here. And you can see it's about, looks like about 1/3 or 1/4 of these sheep are sheared at a time. Oh, white guy just ate some grass and got some wool back. But so this will just slowly generate wool for me. So I'm going to AFK here. I want at least one stack, because if my testing an entire stack of each of the colors ended generating about a quarter tank of the mana pool. So that's not bad. That's not bad at all. But we'll have to build a few things to make that happen. AFK for that. So we'll leave that. Let's go ahead and put this to the side. Let's put away my shears because I don't need them right now. All right, so that's done. Let's take a look at some of the things over here. This guy right here. This is the Conjuration Catalyst, and it uses the Alchemy Catalyst. Oh, you're reddish color. You used to be green. Okay, are there any other catalysts? Catalyst. No, there's just the two. Oh, well, I want a different color for this. I can't have that same color. See, that's reddish, purplish. What flowers do we got? Let's see. I'm going to call it purple because I've got the flower right here. So let's go ahead and grind that up. It used to be green. It is no longer such. Let's go ahead and hit that. It's close enough. Close enough color. All right. The nice thing about that catalyst, this one, you can toss in stuff. See, this... Nothing happens if I have dirt, but if I put the dirt here, it will turn dirt into the coarse dirt, which is nice. But let's run over here. I'm really low on glowstone. I am almost completely out. I have 16. So let's go ahead and run back over here. And at the cost of mana, it will take one glowstone and make it 2. So I'm going to go ahead and dump all 16, and it goes like crazy. All right, a bunch of it fell on top of the runic altar. I now have 30 plus however much is in here. Let's move that off. Get all these guys back. It's not the most. Yeah. See, I went from 16 to 46. All right, let's dump a few more in there. All right, let's be done. So at the cost of mana, I no longer need to worry about glowstone. I can make lots of glowstone and lots of other stuff too. So that's exactly what we're looking for. So I don't need the cakes anymore. I've made all of those. So we're good with that. Let's go ahead and show this little thing. I need to get 6 of these mana pylons. And this is how to enchant stuff with mana. So if I see my flower and click it on top of the flower, there's a little bounding box on top of the flower. You're lurking behind me.
I'm lurking.
Yes.
I've finished. It's in the oven.
Yay, yummy food for tonight.
If you hear the beep,
I will have to go get the food. Yes. I will actually respond to the beep.
That's good.
Yes. I'm going to hit this and make this into the enchanting area. Ta-da! Ooh, odds and ends. So this structure allows me to enchant stuff. I do need a spark to make it way faster. Spark, spark, spark. Do I have a spark here? I don't have a spark here. Do I have a spark here? I don't have a spark here. I think I left it here. I did. I've got a lot of enchanting books, so I'm going to right-click that on there. You can direct spreaders onto this and feed it mana that way, but oh, is it slow. So instead, spark means it will gather mana from all those pools down there. It's going to grab a lot of mana from down there. So let's make a few things. Oh, I produced a whole bunch of terrasteel. I made, I think, 22 pieces of terrasteel, and I used 2 of them to upgrade these greater bands of mana. And let's look at this stuff here. This is the terrasteel helmet, taking my mana steel helmet and upgrading it with a rune of spring. So there's terrasteel helmet. This is taking my chest plate, and it's the same recipe, except we're going spring, summer, autumn, winter, going down the armor. And this is the cool thing. This chest plate already has unbreaking and protection on it, and that carries through. I think that's fantastic. So we'll go ahead and grab that. Here's the leggings. Here's the booties. All right, let's go ahead and put this on. And boop, 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 boop. And see how I look. You know, this one is a lot more involved than the last. The blue one is nice. It's got a few spikes, but boy, is this spiky. Yeah, lots of spikes on the back. I think I'll poke somebody's eye out with this thing. But terrasteel armor is very nice. They say it's kind of diamond level armor. And you can see my armor bar that I'm pointing at with my hand that you can't see, obviously, is full. So where before with the Manna Steel stuff, it wasn't nearly as full. This is the Terra Shatterer. So it's a pick, and we can dump tons and tons and tons of mana into that one, and I'm going to avoid that for right now. This is the Terra Truncator. So this will replace my Manna Steel axe, and I think I can chop down trees with that. I'm not sure. And this is the Terra Blade. So let's actually, paranoia. Let's go ahead and grab this Terra Truncator. Pick area X with only Terra, so hit in a tree. It'll take the whole thing down with speed. Oh, very nice. Comes with the cost of mana. So, well, doesn't affect if I'm sneaking or have a Stone of Temperance. Well, that's fine. And there's the recipe right there. Timber! All right, so I'm going to try it. I've not made one of these before. Let's dump off the bucket because we don't need that. And let's chop down this tree because why not? All right. Wow. Oh, that's fun. Okay, that's really fun. And I have none on me, so that's mighty nice. All right, so that will go ahead and grow a new tree fairly quickly. And mana-wise, I really noticed a drop, but I didn't really pay close attention to it. The sword is interesting because you can go chop, and you see that little laser beam. That will, so it's a way of, I don't really need a bow. I really don't need these flare chakrams. I can sit there and use this at the cost of mana and shoot a beam out and hit things. Not that I'm going to hit anything around here, but that definitely will work. And then the Terra Shatterer, right now, I believe, is only set up to chop a block. Yep, it is chopping a block. And it's rank D right now. You can see D on the left and C on the right. If I fill up that bar, it'll become rank C. Let's do that. All right, so if we just dump that into there. Are you getting mana? Let's turn it the other way around. There it goes. Now I can see it's dropping. Let's grab it real quick. So it's gone all the way up from D to C, and it's starting to grow from there. So if I chop right here, how much do you chop? Oh, still just the one. All right. Let's dump a little bit more mana in and get that up to rank B. Are you at B? No, that's going to take probably the entire pool to do that. So we'll let that go there while it's doing that. This over here, we can enchant stuff. So let's enchant my helmet, and let's look at the stuff I've got. Unbreaking is nice. It means that, because I already have mana to repair it, it should take less mana to repair it. And I think, yeah, protection 4. Let's put protection 4 on it. I also want the Aqua Infinity and Respiration. So Aqua Infinity means that as you're digging stuff underwater, it doesn't take as long to do that. And Respiration means you breathe better underwater for longer. So the way you work this is you right-click the armor piece or the whatever weapon onto the enchanter here, and we'll take off the ring of magnetization, and then you spit the books that you want to enchant it with right there. And I tend to get out of the way. 4 clicks because there's 4 books, and that just enchanted really fast. Waiting for the noise. There's the noise. And so I can gather up my books, put those back away. Respiration for helmet, Unbreaking here, and Aqua Infinity there. And then I can just right-click with an empty hand, and there's my my helmet with the enchantments on there, and I believe they go in the order in which you drop them on the ground. So we'll go with that. Oh, that's completely absorbed, and you are almost to B. Okay, let's go ahead and absorb a little bit from this guy here. Check. Yep, it's also outputting. So it wasn't a full pull. I think the first one needs like a 1/10 of a mana pool, and the second one needs a full mana pool. Oh, very close, very close. And then it's a power of 10 as it goes up. So to go from C, oh, now we're in B. To go to B to A is going to take 10 mana pools worth of mana. And then the next one I think is S, so that's 100 pools. And then double S makes 1,000 pools. Something like that. It's just an obscenely huge amount of mana. Let's see, well, how are you breaking? Oh, you're just breaking one. Are you breaking horizontally? Oh, why are you? At some point, and I'm not exactly sure when, or, oh, no. You gotta activate it. There we go. That's doing a 3x3. So that's a much better deal. So I can take that down here. Let's crouch and turn that off. And when you do that, it will eat up some of the mana you've given it. And I don't remember off the top of my head what the max size Terra Shatterer does. So let's go back. Terra. Really? You should be able to find. Yeah, it's Terra Shatterer. So why are you not finding it? Terra Shat. Why are you not finding it? Oh, there it is. Okay, so close it out. Uses it, holds the mana, and it goes D, C, B, A, S, and double S. Okay. These I understand, A, you know, D, C, B, A. I get that. S and double S, I have no clue as to why that comes in there. Why not go with F? F, E, B, C, C? Why not? Anyway, so full rank to go from there is full pool, and then tenfold all the way. So yeah, maybe 1,000. You activate it, and rank C, it's a small column. A square at rank B, and then bigger. D doesn't have any of those. I think it's something like a 7x7 or a 9x9. It's something huge. It is just absolutely huge. But I'm not going to pump that mana in there. I don't see the need. However, I would like to go ahead and get that enchanted. Didn't I get Silk Touch off of that? I thought I had. Well, let's go do that. How have I been getting those books? Well, some of them... Do I have books on me? I don't have... Oh, do I have books over here? I don't have books. Where did I leave my books? I've been enchanting... I had been enchanting. There we go. Let's grab that book. And let's head back... Run. Over to my actual editions section here, the Atomic Reconstructor with this lens, the lens of disenchanting on it. You take a book and a magic item, and what it'll do is it'll strip the enchantment, the topmost enchantment off, and they're just the one, and it'll give you that enchanted book. So I've been enchanting things and then pulling the books off. So I'm going to go ahead and enchant my pick because I can get rid of that one and use this guy. But first, let's go ahead and plop that on here. Plop. And I'm going to do Silk Touch, and I want Efficiency 5. I happen to have 2 of those. And Unbreaking, because, you know, why not? Oh, and let's get Magnetic on there just by itself. All right, so that way, even if I don't have my magnetic ring on me, it should pick up some of those too. All right, so that's in place. Let's do Silk Touch, Efficiency, Unbreaking, Magnetic. That way, if I want to strip off the magnetic, I can do that. Get 4 clicks, 3, 4. And because I have so many pools pumping into this, it goes really fast. And grab the books, dump the books. Breaking, Silk Touch is up there. Why not Magnetic up there too? And I can go right click, and now I've got a pick that is going to be much, much faster. And as long as I don't have it charged up. Oh, it went in the yes, it went in the opposite direction. Silk Touch went down first, efficiency, Unbreaking, Magnetic. Oh, okay. Well, that means I would have to strip it out 4 times to get the magnetic off. So it looks like it goes top to bottom, the first books you toss in there. Now we know. Anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and enchant a bunch of the stuff. I'm going to let this generate more mana for me. And I built everything here except for what I need to do the sheep. But that I need to AFK and get it producing me a lot of wool. I want at least 1 stack of wool each while I build the rest of the stuff. Well, it's the next morning, and you can tell because the sun's coming up there in the east, and that has been going like gangbusters. I took 4 stacks of wool out for each colors and set it up in that doohickey behind there. But let's do a few things here first before we run over there. One of the first things I want to do was this right here. This is the Phantom Ink. And if you take your terrasteel stuff and you hit it with the Phantom Ink, it's now invisible. So you get all the wonderful goodness of the armor, but now you can't see it. And when I wave, it actually waves as opposed to, you know, the armor standing still going, huh? What? Did you do something? Yeah, so I'm glad for that. And I completely forgot that I could have done that with the Manna Steel, but that's okay. Steal that terracotta here. I'm going to make 4 dominant spark augments here so that these pools here will always get mana shoved to them. They will always be full if anything nearby has any mana. So we're going to go with that. And so if I were to take some glowstone or something like that and just dump it in here, let it just go bananas, it will just consume and consume and consume the mana, and that way these 4 are always full. The charcoal got completely used up, and that filled up all the pools, and this was getting close to full. So it didn't completely max out my system, which was okay. How much is in here right now? Oh, okay. Last little bit, it's generated that much. And I turned this back on because all the wood was gone. So this just goes like gangbusters. Alrighty, one last thing that we need to do is make this. This thing is the Manna Detector, and I need 16 of those because now we're going to sit there and do the wool. So this overnight when I AFK'd out here went bananas. I got 5 or 6 stacks worth of wool, but we're going to stick with 4 for right now because I've got this contraption to feed the plant here. Actually, let's break this bit of glass. And if you look at this with the wand in place, the spectrolus, it's telling you what wool it wants. It wants, in this case, white wool first, and then it wants orange, and then it wants the magenta, and then light blue, and in this order of wools up to black, and then it'll be ready for white again. And if you feed it any wool that's not that color, nothing's going to happen. It just eats it and nothing goes on. There's a spreader underneath this mana pool, and that's where we're going to catch all the stuff. These are the automatic precision droppers from Actual Editions, and I like using them because I can stack them right up next to each other. If I were to do this with dispensers, then it would be really dumb because that would actually place the block of wool as opposed to dropping them. If I were to do this with droppers, as this mana goes through and these mana detectors are in place, it would send a pulse to each of the droppers, but due to the way that the redstone pulses work, it would actually drop every other one, which isn't going to be very useful at all. So instead, we're going to go with this. And these precision droppers work very, very nicely. So let's go ahead. Oh, wrong tool. There we go. And let's break this. Oh, you know you want to be broken. There we go. And I'm using the Gaia spreaders, and you can see the pink burst coming up because not Gaias. These are the Elven spreaders because they go all the way through. And I've got right down there just a regular spreader, and you can see this dot right here. That's where the mana burst starts petering out. You can see it's full color, and then it's lighter glimmers up here. That's because it's losing mana. If you were to capture it here, then it would be the same mana going through. And this one, the mana comes up, hits this mana pool, gets picked up by this spreader, and then shot back down into that pool. And so it really doesn't consume mana, but enough blah, blah, blah. Let's go ahead and... Oh, that's right. I got rid of my shovel. Oh, I was going to do one other thing. And I'll need to do that before I get this fully in operation. There we go. Oh, I was going to put these Manna Detectors in place. All right. We'll just go the long way and fall down and take more damage. But I've got Featherfall on my boots now, so that's less of an issue. Break that. Last two. Up, two. And there's my pool. All right. And we fall down. Whee! Kerthump. All right, so this little setup here sends pulses to the mana spreader. Now, by default, well, you can make a mana spreader into a redstone mana spreader so that it will actually needs a redstone signal to send a pulse. But the Elven and the Gaia spreaders don't have that functionality. You can lock them with a redstone signal, but as soon as the redstone signal goes away, then they will pulse, which is what this will do. This will, when I get some sand in here, this is going to send a pulse every 20 seconds, and that 4 ticks on this repeater will make sure that this turns off for 4 ticks, and that's enough time for a pulse to go up, which is going to make wool drop out of each one of these dispensers. Let's get a little bit closer. And they're all in order, all the way up to black at the top. And then that will come back down, whatever mana was used there, and then it'll cycle again and again and again. I do want to take off my ring of magnetization, and let's get some red sand. Because I'm thinking 20 seconds is a good pulse. I think 10 is sufficient, but we're going to go with 20 for right now. And I don't have any red sand. But what I do have is clay, which I fired up a block, or 2 blocks actually, and made terracotta. And this terracotta I am going to toss here into my alchemy catalyst, and now I've got red sand. So yippee yahoo, I can go ahead and turn this into the timer. I really should have some other easy way to get back up through this side. Anyway, let's go ahead and slap. Let's do 1, because I think that's all really that's needed. So it's going to send a pulse up through here, and here goes. Boom. Dispense, 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 and they all drop with thump, 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 and it's all eaten. And now there's a little bit of mana in this pool. And there's the next batch. And yeah, 10 seconds looks like that's sufficient for this to process through. And the mana burst comes back down, and then boom, again. And if we look here, you can see the different colored wools that it's expecting next. And that's exactly what it got in the order, and that's producing mana. Now, I think if this works exactly like it did in my testing world, I put in a stack and it generated a quarter of a mana pool. So having 4 might make this actually full. So that was, I think, like 5 cycles, and we've already, the mana on here ticked up another notch. So this actually, I dare say this might be the fastest generating mana source that I've built here on the world so far. The Gormer Illus I like. The kekimurus actually is pretty good, but this one, you can really set it up with a lot of wool. You could set it up without some fun method to put more wool into these automatically. This right now, you could put 9 stacks worth, which is like 2 1/4 mana pools just from one batch, which I think is pretty darn cool. But and I like it. I like the way this works. It works very nice. It's fast, especially with this Manna Detector along with the precision droppers. That's as tight as I've ever made this thing. I've done it before with others where there's a redstone pulse going around with cables that are sending the pulses into droppers, and then I had conveyor belts and stuff. Yeah, it works. This is so much better, so much easier. We're just using gravity. If you don't have these precision droppers, you can still do it with the regular vanilla droppers, but you have to space them out a block from each other. And then because these guys only have a short range, I would do it in 4 batches. So set up, like you've got this area here all set up around with 4 sides. I would have 4 dispensers going up on every other block. Send the pulse up, that would dispense out the wool, shoot it over, down, and then up the next batch. And then down and up the next batch, and then down all the way through all 4 sets, and then repeat again. And that will just work. And it works very nicely. But that's pretty cool. I have to admit, I like that. I like that a lot. Alrighty. That is very successful. We've gotten a whole bunch of stuff upgraded with terrasteel. We've got a bunch of fun mana producing bits in place, and I may actually look at some way of hooking this up. I might move that back up there. If this generates as much mana as I think it might, I may move this, but I still need some easy way of moving the mana, the wool from here, and I really don't have anything like that for right now, but that's okay. It's nighttime, and I'm going to go to bed. You can tell. The sun's already set. Anyway, this has been Grok the DuckFarmer here, playing a little Minecraft with Botania. And thanks for watching. Bye.